What is going on, everybody? Hope you are having a wonderful week. And I just realized that sounded like some fucking radio intro. Hello, everybody. Anyway, what day of the week? I don't even know what day of the week it is, but it's podcast time, and we got the one and only Hayla on this week's show. Hayla is a good friend of mine. We kind of got put in touch during lockdown, written a bunch of music together. Not actually released any music together, but she has an unbelievable voice. She's also literally one of the nicest people I've met. She's like, everything about her is amazing. Go check her music out, but before, listen to the podcast. It was a beautiful conversation. It was really good. So without further ado, Hayla. Hayla!
Hello, how you doing?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Yeah, man, I'm really good. Thank you very much. Yeah. How's you're away at the moment. How's things?
I know. It's all right. It's like slowly adjusting to American life compared to UK life.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Yeah, and you've been gigging again as well, hey?
Yeah, mate. It's fucking amazing.
Bloody hell, man. I can imagine it being like a bit of a shock to the system though, eh? Getting back out again.
I'm like nervous every time.
Oh, really? But isn't that good?
I haven't been nervous since I was like, for a very fucking long time, put it that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's fucking strange.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say, I think like sometimes though it's quite nice to have those nerves because it sort of makes the moment at the end that little bit more magical.
Makes
you
you feel
'cause it's
alive.
like that, fucking hell.
Makes you feel alive. Have you done anything yet?
No, not yet. I mean, there's maybe some PAs that I might do. I know. But I'm not. They've not been confirmed yet, and I don't know if I don't know if I could speculate as to who and where, because it's some tracks that might be out, might not be yet. But yeah, just I'm hoping to do some stuff.
Sick.
If not, at least go to something, you know.
Yeah. Have you not been to anything?
Nah, honestly, like the only thing I've been to in the last year and a half is I went to like a Night Tales thing in maybe even November or something. So I just don't leave these four walls, me. I'm just here,
Just literally, are you still in the same flat in London?
Yeah, it was a housemate.
Housemate. You're upper market. I forget you Northerners.
No,
mate, I've got to take it's so fucking hot in Detroit right now.
Is it? Yeah.
I'm literally taking my socks off because I'm like so hot. And
that's what are you going to say? You do you. Whatever you want,
in the studio is like, whoever built this fucking house, they didn't put the air conditioning into this room of the house. So I've got like a toilet there, and the air conditioning goes into there.
Oh, so do you just go in there like?
Yeah, literally just like stark bollock naked, just like.
Like, if you're doing a session with someone, give me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
In there.
It like literally makes me not want to do sessions though. It makes me not want to write music because it's just so sweaty in here.
Man, I mean, like, is there any way? Have you got yourself one of them? You need one of them bloody Dyson things, don't you?
I know.
Makes it hot when it's cold. Makes it cold when it's hot.
That's literally what I need. I've got like a window like air conditioning unit that we don't have in the UK. It's like something that we don't know what the fuck is. It's like
I did.
Exactly. But then it's really loud, so you're like,
and then if you're working,
and you just like can't really. Well, to be fair, I don't ever really record vocals. It's only when you're in the studio.
Yeah. Well, me. Yeah, I think also as well, it's one of them like working remotely now, especially with Zoom stuff. Have you found that been a lot more normalized than it was? That's good grammar, that is, isn't it? But,
you're northern, mate. It's fine. We'll let you off.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah. But like, I honestly, at the very start of like lockdown, doing vocals, I mean, I was I'd forgotten. I did a bit of music tech in uni, but I forgot everything, like how to use stuff. I didn't even have a bloody laptop actually at the start of lockdown. Honest to God.
Recording on tape. Recording on tape.
Well, yeah. On my phone and being like, here you go, mate. Just like sending it over, and I'll see you in the studio at some point. But yeah, like Zoom, I find it like pretty normal now.
I think it's pretty normal. I was supposed to do a session with a girl called Indria May. I think that's how you say her name. You should check her out. She's fucking dope. You should check her out. Like, it's like, I think you'd really like it because she's quite like real, like jazzy kind of Amy Winehouse vibe.
Sick.
Yeah, it's wicked. But we were supposed to do a session, and she thought we were going to do a studio session, and then obviously it was just my stupid communication, and then she like texted me the week before that. So what we're doing? I was like, I'll send you a Zoom link and we can kind of vibe. She was like, okay, cool. And then we got on Zoom, and she was like, I fucking hate doing Zoom calls. And I was like, so do I. But I think for you is like different because you're just, that's all you're a singer. Like if you're a singer or a songwriter, so you kind of just had to get used to it.
Yeah. And I think it was funny because obviously, I mean, this is probably an obvious statement and you probably know this, but we have to work overtime, like, because our senses are sort of taken down from the actual body language. So our brains work overtime to try and like decipher what the other person's really thinking or feeling from the session and stuff.
Yeah,
if you're doing that.
I much prefer being in person, to be fair.
Are you doing any there?
No. I haven't been, mate, I'm terrible. I haven't written music for so long.
Yeah, well, you're out there playing it now.
Yeah, I've just like, since I've written anything for me as like Will Clarke, I've written for other people, but stuff for me, I haven't written months.
Yeah,
like even before I left the UK, I hadn't written for like about a month. So it's been about 2 months, which is really strange for me. And I think it's like really getting to me because I'm just like fucking, I want to write music so badly.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're just like in kind of a funk and you're like, you have to write something, I kind of just need to force myself, really.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's sort of like, you know, forced creativity. You can kind of like break through the barrier a little bit, can't you? But in the first place, you're kind of like, oh, fuck, man, it's not going to do anything. I'm just going to feel frustrated with myself and I'll just feel like I've got this empty project. But I suppose it's sort of, you know, the more, it's just starting on it, isn't it? But I totally empathize with that.
I also want to I've got in my head that I have to write bangers. And it's like the worst thing to have in your head because it's like so counterintuitive. It's just like, just write something.
Yeah. And I think, you know, also as well, it's like you sort of give yourself the weight of the world there, don't you? By thinking like, everybody's got to fucking like this. And then you're obviously thinking like, do I even like it though? It's like analyzing like where, you know, and I suppose it's kind of like, I don't know, when I'm writing lyrics and melodies, I like to think sometimes that no one's ever going to hear it. And then maybe that sort of gives myself a bit of a head wobble, you know. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm all right, you know.
Yeah.
But I totally empathize with that. Like this sort of.
When you write, do you write based on your life experiences, or do you just write on a subject that somebody else wants to talk about?
It depends, really. I mean, a lot of it's sort of drawn from my own personal experience in the way that I think about things or like my view on things. Sorry if you can hear that plane.
That fucking plane is low.
Shut up! It's proper low, isn't it? I've just got the window. You know, sorry, I'm on a flight path. But like I don't know. I think also as well, it's interesting because I, you know, do studio sessions for stuff like you were saying. You know, you do things for other people as well. I'm just getting in sessions where it wouldn't sometimes strictly be for me. Maybe I'd draw on like, you know, obviously what different themes are kind of trending and stuff like that. I know that sounds really kind of like, but it's always if I can draw on my own experiences and like my own kind of way of thinking about things, I do more so. Yeah,
that's cool. Do you prefer? I guess it's easier, right? Or do you find it harder because it's like you're talking about real shit?
I think it can be quite cathartic, you know, to actually, it's sort of like journaling away in a tune, you know. But I think if it depends what it is really. If it flows really naturally and I know that that's something that I just, you know, I genuinely feel and it didn't hurt me to write it. I know that sounds funny, but like I didn't have to kind of really dredge it up too much. I don't know if that's the right word. But I have found it like quite cathartic, and some of the stuff actually, if I'm really honest, that's come the quickest has been like the most like more heartfelt, devastating kind of ones, you know. Anything melancholy, man, anything a bit like, you know,
depressing.
It's my vibe.
I love it. I love your vibe. We've got loads of records that we actually have to finish.
I know, yeah.
This is the thing. I've got like projects with so many people that I just need to sit down and finish
Mm.
and just be like, I think what it is with me is that I don't know how you find it, but I've got my release schedule booked until like March next year.
Oh, I remember you saying, haven't you you've got like proper.
Yeah, it's just like, so I think that's the thing. That's my issue. Before I had my manager and we were disorganized, like I was just like writing for the next release, like everything. I'd always write music and I'd always have records, but I'd always be trying to sign records to other people and shit like that. But like now is like having your own label. You're just like,
Oh yeah.
it's just like easy. It's like the easiest thing.
I was going to say with that kind of, obviously, if you can make your own schedule and be a little bit more, well, I suppose completely in control of when you want to release stuff and like,
Yeah,
it must be pretty cool. What was the turning point? I mean, I know I'm here, but like, what was the turning point for you that kind of made you go like, do you know what? Why not set up my own label and just get it going?
I think I'd always wanted one, but I always wanted to do it right. And for me, it was like I was in the process of changing sounds. I took on Ryan, my manager, and that was like the first thing that I said, like, I want to work towards. It took us a year to get going. It took us a year to get like the right team and kind of work out what it's called and the branding and everything like that.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like we had probably about 50 names and then whittled them down, and every like I had somebody else working for me and every time I pulled All We Have Is Now, they'd be like, it's too long, like we can't do anything branding wise with that, it's too long. And then I was sat in an Airbnb and I saw this, like, it was super random, but I was looking online and this like neon sign came up and it was like, All We Have Is Now. And I just showed it to Ryan and I was like, I think this is the name. He was like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So.
And I think, it's so, it's nice. It's quite philosophical as well. Hey, and it's kind of like, if we're going to do it, here's a good name. Literally all we have is now. Let's go.
Let's fucking do it. Yeah. Would you ever start your own label?
I don't know whether I've got the management skills to do that in my head. Mate, I'd love the prospect of being able to be like, yeah, man, I've done that. But I don't know. I'm like scatterbrain up here, me, scrambled eggs. Honest.
That's what makes you amazing though. I love it. Absolutely love it. So you've just got a record out with Ben Nicky, which is very strange because I went to school with Ben Nicky.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
No way.
He's like a couple of years older than me.
Yo, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, because obviously I know he's from like Bristol way, right?
Well, but he's from Somerset, really.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I mean, have you ever gigged with him or seen him?
No, we play very different music. He's like more of a trance boy.
Yeah, I know it's quite falls apart in it, like.
Yeah, but we bump into each other on like festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to school, so he's a couple of years older than me, and his cousin's like a couple of years younger than me. I went to school with both. It's super random.
No way.
Yeah,
that's mad. And the world becomes smaller all of a sudden.
Yeah, what's the record called?
It's called Where Were You?
I was just listening to it. It sounds great.
Oh, thanks.
It's like it's not what I expected from you. It's like quite commercial as well.
It's like, yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, that's something, because obviously he does more of the trance stuff. I think that for him was a commercial release as well, So, I mean, it was just a really catchy record. It's one of those, it does stick in your head. And I know it's one of those tracks that I think like had been, I think because it was with Exploded, and I think it's sort of meant to have been coming out for about the last year or so. So it's just nice for it to be like
finally out. Yeah.
But the team are great, and like it's just really exciting to see what it's going to do. So hopefully, you never know, I might gig with him. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, he does really well as well. His fan base is wild. Trance fan base are just like crazy lunatics because they follow the artist they like from the till the day they die. They're literally just like so dedicated. I remember working at Cream in Ibiza, and like the trance nights, like the trance room was just it's just
proper
mental.
heavy. Yeah. Like I used to listen to that kind of stuff a little bit as well. Like Trance Nation and stuff like that. I used to have like hard trance album. Honest to God, I used to
Proper
listen to
raver.
that like hardcore, and like then I used to get like white label stuff off LimeWire and that,
Yeah.
Yeah, and hope it wasn't porn. Like downloading something. I remember once actually downloading something and my mum and dad being in the room, and I thought it was this dead good tune. It wasn't, it was porn. I was like, oh, and my mum and dad were just like, what are you downloading? I was like, oh, it's a really cool tune. Oh my God, close. Like, low computers though, back in the day when it was literally like, like.
LimeWire. LimeWire and Napster that destroyed the music industry.
Oh, yeah, I know. And computers alike.
Yeah, massively. The amount of viruses that you got on those things were just unreal.
There's something nostalgic and lovely and warm and fuzzy about that, though,
They were good days, really good days. Like, literally took like a day to download an album.
Couldn't wait.
Yeah. And did you used to use MSN Messenger, wasn't it?
Mate, yeah, always.
Oh my God, I spent hours on MSN.
Mate, so did I. I think I used to stay up till like 3 a.m. sometimes, and then be like, oh no, man, I've done it again. You've done it again. And my mum's like, you coming to bed at any time? I'm like, leave me alone. Chatting to my mates. Like,
and then your mum picks up the phone and it cuts the internet out, and you're like, Mum, I'm on the internet.
Yeah. Mum, I'm speaking to my friends. God.
But you spend all day with your friends at school, and then you go and speak to them for hours on MSN talking about utter shit.
I know. And now I'm like trying to catch a phone call off someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, bye.
It's mad how it's all changed.
I know, innit? Yeah. It's like social media changing over. Are you on Twitch yet?
No, I refused.
Flat out.
Yeah. At lockdown, I was asked, they asked me to do it, and I was like, nope.
Not today.
Although I've got friends like that made some very fucking good money during lockdown. Like a few DJ friends that were doing streaming were making like 12 grand a month. Like
what?
Yeah, like so Twitch did a deal with people, so they kind of actually employed people.
Yeah.
And they would give you a salary, and they'd pay you like, I don't know, $250 an hour. So people were earning really fucking good money, and then your tips on top of that.
Because if people like send them through and that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, so it say that again.
Bloody hell! I just said I had no idea.
Yeah. I didn't know they were doing salaries. I knew there was like putting offers out there and stuff. But it's a lot of work. It was a lot of work. It was like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I think it was like you had to do like 9 hours a week or 12 hours a week. I can't fully remember. It depended on your deal. And it was for like 6 months or a year. And like, it's a lot of work, the Twitch thing. It's not just turning your laptop on and fucking DJing in your pants or whatever.
Yeah. I got a sick backgrounds in that,
Exactly. But are you on it?
No, I just survey the land, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I just look at it and I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. I've not done anything on it though.
Do you ever watch it?
I have done. I've had like a few mates again who've done like DJ sets and that, and they've just been like, oh, just on. But it's quite nice because it's sort of like just chatting as well. So, but that's it really. Apart from that, I've not really, gone anywhere near it. But maybe, you never know, maybe.
You never know. I thought about putting the podcast on there and doing it like live, but I think there's something about just like when it's live, you've got other people kind of chiming in and like bringing in questions. I'm like, it kind of takes away the like one-on-one conversation, I think.
Yeah, like organic kind of level of it.
Mate, those earrings are fucking massive.
Thank you. They're not like too heavy, but when I'm gigging, because like I've got them through them, I know that looks gross, but they like crack me right in the face, honestly.
I was gonna say, how are your ears like coping with that?
With these?
Yeah,
fine. Don't even know I've got them anymore,
You're just like wangling them around like nothing's happening. I'm like, that is.
Could pull an aeroplane on these, mate. It's fine. You know, yeah. No, it sounds no thing, no worries here.
How long
But
did it take you to stretch them?
I think I started when I was 18 or maybe 17, and then 23, 22. So only a couple of years. But I was good with them. You see, you've got to be like slow and patient.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
What's the
'Cause otherwise
process?
you just get like bigger and bigger tapers and keep on going, and you do it in the shower. So it's like you shove it through.
Oh, did it ever hurt?
You can split them, but I didn't. I don't know. But no, mine were fine. But I do know some people like go and get like an apple corer to the ear and just have it done straight in the face.
No way.
Yeah, it's like a little. It looks like an apple corer, and just like hold their ear and just staple it out. You know,
That is fucking awful. Who would do that?
it's a body modification thing. People do it, yeah.
Do you
But me, I did mine myself. You see, so
Organic.
yeah, mate.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you're a
Yeah.
vegan as well, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah. What are you gonna say about it, Will?
Fucking vegan. I was talking to a friend the other day, last night actually, and he's coming to use my studio later. And I was like, I'm cooking for a mate tonight. I was like, you're more than welcome to, unless you're a vegan and you can fuck off because I'm cooking meat.
What if they brought their own special snacks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they can cook it themselves then.
Okay, fair. I'm just checking the land for like, you know, how it would be if I came over for dinner.
I'll cook you a vegan meal. I don't have an issue with vegans.
With me Linda, you know what I mean?
With your Linda sausages.
Yeah,
Linda McCartney's.
Huh?
I don't think they have them in America, Linda McCartney's. I know. I don't know what you'll eat. You'll probably just have to eat lettuce.
I mean, you know, I'd come back looking pretty svelte. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'd be all right. Just eat some boiled potatoes. Fine.
Yeah, you can't even eat eggs. Do you miss anything?
Cheese, man. Like I didn't have to think about that then, did I really? But I went to I don't know, do you remember Safeways? Supermarket.
Fucking hell, that's a blast from the past.
Oh, I know. So they used to have like a pick and mix cheese section, and I was all over it, me. Like Woolworths and their pick and mix was good in its way, you know what I mean? But I was like, nah, get me to the Safeway.
That's so good. I didn't know they did that.
Oh well, they did. In Formby, they did anyway. So
Thornby.
Formby with an F.
Is it Formby? I thought it was with a TH.
I know. Yeah. I think I must have like spell typed it wrong to you once or something, because I think I don't know, but yeah, Formby with an F.
Formby. I love that.
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
cute. Nice beat.
I think you'll actually be able to eat certain cheese in America because they've got like this plastic cheese out of it's like whipped cream in a whipped cream container that it just is. It's fucking awful, but it's not cheese.
Nice.
It's not cheese, so but it is cheese.
What? And it's marketed as cheese, but it's not cheese.
Yeah, and on like. I think like on the container it says does not contain any dairy products, but it says it's cheese.
Value.
Yeah, it's just like the American thingy cheese, American burger cheese. Like I don't even think that's actually cheese.
Oh no, I don't think it is. I'm not sure. It's like stringy and rubbery.
Should we Google this?
Tastes like Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
I haven't eaten Play-Doh before.
When was the last time you ate Play-Doh?
No, it's just, I haven't.
Is there cheese in American burger cheese? That sounds the most ridiculous question ever. I can't believe I'm even questioning this.
Is there cheese in American burger cheese? I reckon
the only cheese product which includes it's gelatine.
Oh, that's like little hooves, isn't it?
little babe hooves.
Yeah, I can't eat little baby hooves. I'm not doing that.
What cheese?
I know it tastes good though. You know, I know that.
You want what?
Little baby hooves, not like not like as they are.
Oh yeah, gelatine. Gelatine's weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird, but you can have alternatives in that. I do quite like a veggie Percy pig.
Wait, do they do veggie Percy pigs?
And the caterpillars.
Wow.
Mind blowing.
Everybody in America is like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Percy Pigs.
Yeah, they don't have them over here. Or the caterpillars.
Missing out.
I know, right? Percy Pigs are good. They're Marks and Spencers, right?
They are.
Upper market. Now
I was going to say, yeah, people need to get like, you know, a little subscription over it from America. If you're from America, get shopping. I don't know if you could actually ship it though, could you?
Yeah, I think you could, but it would probably cost more than actually the products. Oh, I lost you. Hayla. Yo.
It's back.
You're back.
I blame the plane.
That plane just literally just
Took me out.
flew into our internet signal. There was like mum picking up the phone, but the plane did it instead.
Mum, told you not to disturb me when I'm cleaning my room.
What airport are you in? Is it Gatwick?
How
How do you not know this? You've lived there for so long.
No, I've only been here since September, me.
No, you've been here longer than that.
I know. No, really?
September is 7 months ago, though.
Okay. Listen, time is linear, man. I don't know. I'm like, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Where are you in London?
Are you gonna Google for me?
Yeah, I'm doing it for you. So you
Get the Google. I am in Hammersmith. So
Hammersmith.
I don't know. I literally get on the tube, get lost, and then forget where I am again. You know, and that's what
it must be. It must be.
Gatwick.
It must be City Airport.
I didn't even know that existed.
London City Airport.
Is it? I mean,
LCY. It's gotta be. Because it's.
Oh no, there's another one.
Maybe, I don't know. To be fair, it could be any of them, but it's pretty low, so it must be London City.
I think it must be. I mean, you know, very annoying. I hope it doesn't happen again. It shouldn't do. I just have to like.
Just have to put a word in with the airport.
I know, yeah. Call them up after. I'll be like, which one of you guys had your plane fly over?
Who fucking was it?
Yeah. Blame you and your airport.
Yeah, how's the brew?
Black coffee. I think it's my 4th or 5th of the day.
Black coffee, not tea.
No, I do like tea, but I used to like it more when I drank milk.
Yeah.
And now it's.
Oh yeah, you don't drink milk, do you?
No.
Fuck's sake.
I know. Everything's ruined.
What about oat milk?
Yeah, that's bangers.
It's wicked, isn't it?
It's good. Have you tried Oatly?
Yeah, I've actually got some in my fridge. The barista version, actually.
Ooh, that's the best one.
You got to get the barista version.
I don't think I've not had it actually, but I've been told it's the best one.
It's thick. It's good. Thick. It's like whole milk.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did used to like whole milk. It was nice. Yeah. It's very nice. But yeah, what are you gonna cook for your mate then?
Cooking chili tonight.
Oh
chili
man.
con carne. Yeah.
In that heat.
I know, but it's stupid of me. I went to the supermarket the other day and just bought a load of ingredients, and one of them was chili ingredients. So I haven't cooked chili in a while, and I can make a massive vat of it, so it just lasts me for ages, and then I can just eat chili.
So good. And then if you have it in a jacket potato as well.
I haven't had a jacket potato in donkey's years.
Well, that's what you need to do sometime this week, innit? Unfreeze some of that bad boy, put it in a jacket potato.
I had Thai last night. I got loads of leftovers Thai, so I should eat that as well at some point.
I had a Thai on Sunday. I love Thai food.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did you have?
I had like some sort of, what was it called? It wasn't a pad Thai, but it was slightly different. It's just like a vegetable, but it wasn't like a pad Thai. I can't remember basically. It was a place I'd never been to before, but it was so nice. It was in Swinton in Manchester. There was an answer.
What were you doing up north?
Seeing a mate actually.
Nice.
So I just went for like a couple of days, and you know, because now I'm down here. I mean, it's sort of the trains. I used to do them all the time. I used to always come down to London about 3-4 times a month.
Yeah.
For a couple of days, and now I've got a base here. I suppose I just go up really few and far between now. I know I'm like but I moved back to my parents during lockdown, and then my house was in Manchester. So I used to, so now I'm down here. It's like, yeah, I need to try and make a bit more of an effort.
Well, I remember when we had our first session together,
Yeah.
and you were still up north.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to move, just fucking move down.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I think you were one of the people that made me sort of, go for it, because we talked quite frankly about it, didn't we? I think I'd moved back to my parents' house, and I was just sort of like, thinking, well, obviously lockdown anyway, like we couldn't really do much, because when we first met, was it halfway? It was just after, was it?
I think it was like a June or July.
Yeah.
It was in the summer because it was hot as fuck. I remember that.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God, yeah, it was. But honestly, like, I really appreciate that chat that we had, because I think that because you're really straight down the middle, like, you've got no reason to say something if you don't mean it, you know what I mean? And I really respect that about you. And I hope that's a nice observation.
Yeah, no, I think for me is like, I literally just want the best out of everyone. I want everyone to be fucking happy and have like, and like, I sometimes like, I think it's just important to be honest, right? There's so many people in this world that just kind of say what you think they want to hear. And that's not what we need to know. We need to be told what we don't want to hear a lot of the time. It's
true, actually, isn't it? And I think that's where growth comes from too, isn't it? So, and especially kind of like, it's like monitoring what's best for, realistically, what's best for an individual as well, like, because you were so right that I should have, making the move down south, it was the best decision I've made.
Yeah.
Really. And I'm lucky that where I've been able to be, and, but I was sort of so umming and ahhing it. And I remember when we just chatted and you were like, mate, come on, like, it would be so good. Like, you should just do it. And I was like, so yeah.
Well, I think for you as well is like, there's only in the world, there's only a certain amount of places where you can just do the amount of sessions that you need to do to become a well-known vocalist or singer-songwriter, right? And the only place in the UK is London. There's no other places. So
it just, go on, Sam.
No, go on, carry on.
Yeah, it just seems like I was spending, like I said, so much time on the train. And I don't mind traveling, me. I'm quite like, I quite like moving around. But it was just, getting to the point where, to be honest, the amount of money I was spending on trains as well, I could have just got rent here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it was, but I mean, definitely the amount of time that I've spent down here, the amount of people I've been able to work with. And I know that's just even like a blip on the grand scale of how many people there are working down here and how many sessions, are there and available if people will have me. But yeah, like I think it's great, and now it's starting to open up again a bit. I can actually sort of, because moving here in lockdown, it was just like nothing was going on. And I like my own space. I am a bit of a like introvert, I suppose, to a certain degree, and I do quite like being on my own, but I was a bit like, let's take some piss a bit now. Like, nothing going on, nowhere's open kind of thing. And it was just like, I was just getting them brew dog deliveries, and that's a...
What's a brew dog delivery?
Brew dog, beer.
Oh yeah, you love your beers, don't you?
I do.
Many nights have we spoke and you're just like chugging the beers.
I'm better now. I tell you, I'm on my couch to 5k. I only drink on the weekends.
Oh, are you doing that?
Yeah.
Congrats.
I'm doing. Thanks. I'm like trying. Anyway, I went on a run the other day when it was like 31 degrees. I was like, why am I here? It was like my whole body just turned into like...
Oh, that's the worst. It's so bad. But that's amazing. Are you getting guns as well? You like working out?
Me? I don't know really. I think it's more going that way rather than going that way.
South.
Yeah. I'll work on it though. I've got some of them resistance bands in that, so maybe we'll give them a go.
Do it.
But yeah, I've been enjoying, like, for headspace, and like I've been trying to do meditation every day and getting onto like the Daily Stoic and podcasts. And
what's the Daily Stoic? I've heard a lot about that.
The Daily Stoic. So my friend just bought me it, and like Stoicism in the kind of philosophical way, I suppose I'm just new to. But it's a book. Have I got it down here? I had it down here before, but it's really nice. It's like little phrases for the day, or like little Stoic kind of mantras,
Yeah.
or just little passages, and it'll explain it and how it could fit into your day.
Okay.
So it's like every day it's just listed like by the date, and it's just a little thing to take with you through the day, and it's quite nice actually.
Do you actually take it with you? Like, do you remember it, or like, because I know like things like that. I like these inspirational quotes on Instagram. Rick Rubin's the best for it, and I'm like,
you post him quite a bit.
Yeah, I post all of his stuff, like, and I look at it and I'm like, yes, fucking remember this, Will. And then like 10 minutes later, I've forgotten about it.
Mate, I'm exactly the same, honestly. Like, because I just think, even when I'm doing like a meditation, I just do the daily calm, and there's like a little, mantra or whatever, or like a nice little phrase at the end of it, and something to take with you throughout the day. And I'm like, what? 2 seconds later, I've completely forgotten it again. But it's nice for that moment, I suppose.
I guess that's it. It's just enjoying the moment, and it must be helping. It's better than kind of filling your brain with shit.
Yeah.
That we do for the rest of the day on social media and shit like that.
What? Who?
Like all of us, just generally.
Yeah, I think it's good to try not to look at social media as soon as you wake up and as soon, like, just before you go to bed.
Do you do that?
Good. I did, but I'm trying not to, because I think it's sort of like, you can lose so much time on it as well, and especially like TikTok, they like the clock disappears on it.
What's
so like
that?
You could just be, TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, when you're on the app, the time on your phone isn't there.
Does it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's gone. So you could kind of think, oh, I've only been on it for like 5 minutes and it's been like 15 or whatever.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And you wouldn't know because it like blanks out the time. Yeah.
Do you have your phone on you now?
Yeah.
What's your screen time?
Oh God.
Come on.
But I mean, I use mine for like.
No, don't be giving those excuses now. Can't pull a disclaimer out.
I look at animal videos. Cute animal videos. Oh God, do you want to know? It's actually really bad. It is actually really bad.
Oh, mine's really bad.
I don't know whether mine's worse. Do you want to know? It's embarrassing, actually.
Yeah, this is bad.
15:44.
Whoa, 15 hours a day.
But that might be because I'm playing music on it and leave it.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not sitting there like on it. Do you know what I mean?
There's got to be a social media bit.
That's from last week. Like average. Let's see.
See all activity. Click see all activity.
So Spotify for me is 6 hours 42 minutes.
Okay, so you're doing about 8 hours off Spotify.
Yeah.
My daily average is 7 hours.
That is so good. That's mad. So like, I suppose if I took away my music, maybe it'd be close to that.
Well, if I took away Instagram.
Yeah.
Fuck me. This is bad.
Go on.
Last week on social media, I did 21 hours.
On social media?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how do you show that?
So click on the screen time and then click see all activity.
See all activity. Let's have a look. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. What did I do? Oh, I think it was, about 14.
I do really.
I think so.
Yesterday, I'm averaging about 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours a day on Instagram.
Well, I don't know whether that's weekly, but like hourly by the day. Yeah, it's like, obviously it's not that a day.
No.
I'm just, because could you imagine? Wow. I'd be like brain fried.
It's wild what we do to ourselves.
It is weird. Have you watched the, what is it? The Social Network? Oh.
No. Is it the Social Network?
No, it's Social Dilemma.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Social Network, isn't that the one about Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg, yeah. I really like that film.
Yeah, I did. I watched it a couple of years ago, but I remember it a little bit. Maybe I should rewatch.
I've watched it about 20 times. It's one of my favorite films, yeah. I don't know why I like it so much.
But you always have those films though, don't you? I love me a bit of Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, what's that?
The director.
Oh, is it? I don't.
Life Aquatic, like Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Ah, see,
Grand
I've not
Budapest
seen any of
Hotel.
those.
Oh, you should, you should. I think try Grand Budapest Hotel.
I've done that. That's great.
So like it's like, you know, so he's done all the other ones. I've got like a
Okay.
Fantastic Mr. Fox tattoo actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, his like style is strange but cool.
It's so kind of like the color palette on them is amazing.
It's almost like animated, right? But not.
Yeah, I think like yeah, because Fantastic Mr. Fox is like all the way through basically, but there's always elements of. I mean, in Grand Budapest Hotel, there's like elements of animation in there as well.
Yeah, it's super strange. What's your favorite film? Is Fantastic Mr. Fox your favorite film?
Ever in life,
Yeah.
in the world. Oh my God. No, I used to really like The Shining. Used to be right up there.
I've still never seen that.
Oh, it's good, you know. It is really good.
Is it scary?
Like, not. I mean, like jumpy in parts, but I suppose it's. Yeah, I wouldn't class it as like scary. I think also as well because, you know, now the advancements in like CGI and stuff like that are so crazy, you know, realistic. That this is, but it's like more arty, I suppose.
Did you see the follow-up?
No, I didn't actually.
They've
I was going to say you, but you've not watched.
Yeah, I've not. Yeah, they brought the follow-up like out about 4 or 5 months ago, I think.
Yeah. I need to maybe I'll have a look. But yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox is right up there. So you should watch that.
Yeah, I should watch it. I feel like I must have watched that when I was a kid.
What? It's not been out that long, you know.
Oh, maybe I didn't then. I thought it was like wasn't it a book?
Yeah, it was, but like he did a film adaptation of it with like George Clooney being like the voiceover for like.
Oh really? Maybe it's the book that I remember.
Yeah, it's classic.
What's going on with music? What have you got coming up?
Bits and bobs.
Can you say
anything?
Can you say anything about it? Or
I can say a little
like,
bit.
Hush.
I know, keep it on down low. Yeah. No, I know the sort of dates for things at the moment are nearly set in stone, if not completely set in stone. But I know that I've got another solo singles coming out very soon. Cool. So hopefully, I'm hoping that'll be out in the next couple of months.
Is that on Good Company?
Yes, nice. It is indeed with Good Company. Yeah, so another Good Company one. I'm really looking forward to that actually. That's another one.
You smashed your last record.
Oh, thanks, mate. Do you know what's so nice? Like, it's still getting added to playlists and stuff like that. So, yeah.
What streams are you at now?
On that one?
Yeah.
3 point something.
Sick.
I think so. And do you know what's nice as well? Like, it's sort of, it's still, you know, just doing bits, which is lovely. And Naked as well, you know, I see that that's still kind of in playlists. Not as many, obviously, as it was, because that's about a year and a half now. But yeah, so I'm really excited for this next one as well. And it's kind of a little bit more, I say it's a little bit more up tempo, maybe a little bit. Okay. Still got the kind of like similar vibes. Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to be able to be like, here's a snippet of it. But yeah, you just got to wait.
Who you working? Is it a collaboration? Or is it just a Hayla record?
Oh, as in credits wise?
No, like as in, is it like Hayla and Will Clarke? Is it like,
or
is it just Hayla?
No, just me.
That's cool. Who are you working with on the production side of things?
At the moment, I think we've got Kingdoms.
Okay, cool.
Who also wrote the track, so they're doing the production on that side of things. If we end up, I'm not sure whether we've got any remixes or anything like that as well. Just yet, we might do. So I'm gonna like keep that on the down. But yeah, so we've got the production there done with Kingdoms, and I think it's ready to go.
Sick. Do you like being in the studio when they're producing it, or are you like no?
No, yeah, no.
It's your record at the end of the day, isn't it? It's like a Hayla record, so you're like.
Yeah, I think like, you know, I mean, I do really just generally when I'm in the studio, I do quite like writing something from scratch. I mean, this one was already kind of written really, so that was separate, but I do really like being in the studio and like being able to maybe, I don't know, not guide something really, but I mean, it's like just feel the vibe out with someone whilst they're trying to create it. Because I know we've done that in the studio.
Yeah, I like doing that. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you ever
And
do you ever sing other people's songs like that
yeah,
they've written?
other people's songs.
Yeah, other people, like if like you go into a session and somebody's written a song, like lyrics, and then somebody else has produced it, and they're just like, "We want you on the vocals." Like, have you ever done that?
Yeah, little bits here and there, because I think, like, if the song is something that I really like, and I think it sort of fits the sort of style and genre that I'm working in, I just think it's amazing to be able to share the wealth. And
Yeah.
also, it's nice to be asked.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To actually like have somebody go, I think your voice would sound amazing on this. Would you like to give it a go?
Yeah.
And like actually go for that. I think that would be really. I do really enjoy that, but I do enjoy obviously writing my own stuff as well. Because obviously you get a different feeling with that. Just a little bit, obviously when I'm singing it, I still feel as much kind of like a really good connection to
Yeah.
it. But if it's something that I've actually written completely for myself, then I do always feel that a little bit more of a. I mean, I don't know. It must be interesting me saying that because obviously you make all your beats, but like then it's kind of, you know. Oh, do you? Have you ever been in that situation before? Dun, dun, dun.
I've worked with a producer on one record where I've worked with producers many of times, but
Yeah.
released a record where I wasn't in the control in, like, I wasn't engineering it. I was just like kind of what the quintessential producer would be like in the back of the room going, yes, this, no, that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I've only released one record and I loved the record at the time, but I hate it now. Cannot fucking stand it now.
Oh God.
But it was such a great experience. I learned so much, and I would tell everyone I'd love to work with somebody like that's more talented than me at certain things, because I think there's something really important to bring people in that are better than you at certain things, right?
Totally agree with that.
So let's say, for instance, I wanted to get a pianist or a guitar player. I'm not going to fucking be able to do that. Like, guitar, definitely not. Piano, like, I can get around, but let's get somebody that's fucking amazing at it.
Just gonna do like, yeah.
I've written some pop stuff that it was actually really interesting. I work with this guy called Mitch and a girl called Annabelle. We're working on a project for her. And I think, have you met Annabelle?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you have actually. You've got to meet her. I'll put you guys in touch.
Put us together.
I'll put you guys in touch. She's wicked.
Yeah. Sick.
But like Mitch, he's like just unbelievable pianist. Like on another level. I've never seen anyone that good. It was just like wild. And he's also a really good engineer.
Amazing.
So it was weird when we were doing like pop sessions. Like, I'm not a great pop writer, like as in I'm more house, if you know what I mean. But when we're writing pop songs, like I'm like, okay, well, I'll just sit back and be like, no, you should do this, you should do that, do this, do that. And it was such a nice experience because when you're in a room and no one's egos are out, that was the thing. Is like, as the producer, you can kind of like get the best out of everyone for what they're great at.
Yeah.
I'd love to produce more people like that. It'd be amazing.
And I think, I suppose for you as well, if you're working with people who are doing slightly different things to the way you normally do, it's only going to add to your skill set.
Yeah.
And help you sort of level up in a different way. Or like, and I think that's something, it's kind of like, I've had sessions before, like, and it's no one specific where I kind of like think this, but where I've kind of felt a bit intimidated to begin with. And been like, oh, God, this is like quite a big session and I don't know, emotionally, am I okay? I'm like, we're okay. But I just think we can do this. I think that like at the end of the session, I'm like, it was just so nice. And I don't know whether you ever get that, but like, it's like the amp up beforehand where you think like, oh my God, I hope my brain works and stuff. But I always come away feeling like I've learned something.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to kind of put yourselves, in the rooms where maybe you feel slightly out of your depth in a certain
Yeah,
way.
totally. I've done things like that, especially doing like pop stuff, where I'm
Yeah.
like, I should not fucking be in this room. Like I have no, and like that's not me trying to fish for compliments. It's like I have no, like no one needs me here.
Oh, mate.
But it's like it's also the most humbling experience ever as well. And
Yeah.
I think we all need that. I think like if I was just sat in my own little room writing house and techno all day, like I can do that. It's easy for me, if you know what I mean. And I
Yeah.
think you have to step. That's the best thing that happened to me in lockdown is I was able to do sessions with so many people. Like we became friends in lockdown. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
think so.
you before lockdown. I don't think.
It was actually, yeah, it was June, wasn't it? So that was, complete lockdown. And I think it's funny, isn't it? Because obviously, luckily, studio stayed open through that
Yeah.
whole period of time. So, but yeah, it's been really good for those moments where I've been able to get into studios and meet new people, and obviously, like coming down here now, hopefully means that there'll be more of that, you know.
Well, I think that's the thing is, it's so important to just be in rooms with talented people because you never know what's going to happen.
No,
You never know, and it's very easy as an art as like I don't know about you, but I think we're kind of similar. It's very easy to be like introvert and just like sit in your own little room and kind of isolate yourself away.
Yeah. I'm terrible for that. I do that a lot.
And it's and then you go out and you're like, oh shit, that was actually really good. I really enjoyed myself. But then the next day you forget how much fun you had the day before and you're like, oh fuck, I need to do that more. But doing sessions with people, even if it's nothing comes of it, it's still an amazing experience.
Totally. And I do think that like it's one of them, isn't it? You might end up finding that track you have like just lingering on your laptop or on a hard drive a couple of years later, someone goes, did you do that? Like, can we just have it? It's like, yeah, if you want, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like you never know. What was it, that story about 17 MK? And like, oh, what's the vocalist called? She's lovely. Like I did like a little podcast with her and Sarah Story, like over lockdown. Carla Monroe.
Okay, yeah.
And like that vocal apparently was done like years before. And it was one of those that again I think was like one of those stories where it just sort of popped up and ended up being that track, you know.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing. So you just never know what's going to come out of anything, even if it's just that you feel, like you've made a relationship with somebody, you've got like a lovely another connection with someone, you know, and it could just be like on a purely friend basis, or it could be like, okay, today didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but maybe we'll get in again and we can at least be on the same page about what we want to do.
No, I totally agree. I'm to be fair, I'm literally the reason why I go into sessions to write music, obviously, but I think the thing I like the most about a session is the social side of it and who I'm with. And I used to just do like sessions with anyone, and now I'm like, I have to kind of scope them out because I'm like, I'm going to spend a lot of time with you. And I've learned some lessons over lockdown, and I'm just like, okay, I need to get to know the people first and kind of like really enjoy the process. Because it is such a personal thing as well. Writing music with someone. It must be even more personal for you as well, because you're like writing lyrics that might be about your life.
Yeah, I mean, like, I suppose it depends really who I'm with. I mean, I definitely know there's people that I feel more comfortable with because I know them more, you know, and I find that thought processes and lyrics come out a lot easier. But I suppose, I mean, there can be situations where you think like, oh, I could write about that, but also is it going to be like going to bring everybody down as well if I'm just like, you know, here's the same story over and over again, but I just need to keep on talking about it. But I think, I mean, I definitely know the more comfortable I am around someone, the easier I find for my lyrics to come out anyway. And maybe that is something to do with the fact that, you know, I didn't want to be as open, maybe because I don't know, just didn't feel that sort of closeness yet to be able to show it.
Off. Makes sense.
You know,
totally.
I don't know. Yeah. So there's an element of that.
Is it like therapy?
Mate, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Singing for me always has been though, I think.
Okay.
It's one of those things. Like I always, my little thing is like if I can ever make anyone feel like an ounce of what I feel when I sing, I think I've done my job.
Love that.
Like that's what I want. That's if I can give someone some of the emotion that I feel when I sing, because it's like the sort of relief and and I don't know, it's like it's really cathartic.
I like that, and I think that's the thing is why we do it, right? Is because there's something about this industry that is fucking awful, but there's also things that we wouldn't do what we do if we didn't love it and it didn't give us something, because there's barely any money in it. It's like you do years and years and years to potentially be successful, right?
Yeah.
But we wake up every day and it makes us happy.
I think definitely, and I think it's totally one of them, isn't it? When you make something, it's up to everybody else really how well it does, and obviously kind of like where it gets placed and things like that, and obviously like making sure you've got the right management behind it to put it in the right areas and whatever. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's definitely, it's like that book, Start With Why, your core value. Have you ever read that?
No, never.
I read about half of it, but so I can go with it a bit. But it's talking about like core values and why businesses, and I suppose I was putting it to like a personal level of why people succeed, because their reason why is so strong.
Yeah. Wow.
Deviate from that.
Yeah, I've never thought about that, but it's so true.
Yeah. So if your reason why is not authentic and integral to what the product is or whatever you're trying to put out there, and it's just cash, like your reason why is not like authentic, and people and audiences and I suppose people who will buy your record as well, consumers, they want something authentic. They want to be able to feel some sort of connection to it. And I think businesses and people sometimes find the attachment to whoever's trying to sell them something in whatever capacity don't feel like they can truly invest in it because it's not authentic, because the reason why is not
not it.
strong.
It's what's your thoughts behind major record labels in that sense? Because I think in our industry, majors do some great things, but they also change that why. I guess using that for an example is like they come to you with like, we've got 500 grand, we've got £1 million that we're going to give to you.
Yeah. And it's sort of, if there's someone in the team, I mean, I suppose in every business, there's that someone special who's able to kind of like push it into the right direction and hopefully not just treat you as like a number, and just be like, oh, well, we've put this much money behind them, so therefore they must fly, you know? And it's kind of like, okay, that will help with the marketing and videos and make it look amazing. But I think it's trying to find that person in those bigger companies who is actually really interested in and invested in the individual, rather than just kind of going, here's some cash, go.
Here's some dollar
or
signs.
On the other hand, like giving somebody an opportunity but then not really investing in anything, and they kind of shelve them a bit. So it's like, I don't know if that's answering the question right.
No, I think I think that's the thing, is you can, it just has to be authentic, right? Has to feel right.
And I think it's also, it's like you were saying before, thinking we've always got to make a banger, but at the same time, it's kind of like, but did that come easily? And like the ones that is a question. The ones that you've had release-wise that you've been the most pleased with, do you feel like you've tried with them, or do you feel like they flow out?
No, every one of my every record that's been successful is just like come in like an hour. And every record that I've worked the hardest, it doesn't do that well.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily working the hardest to make it a banger, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite records, we wrote it in like 3-4 hours. It took me ages to get it right. But is it my most successful record? No. Does that make sense?
But it's your favorite.
But it's one of my favorites, yeah.
I suppose really, actually, that I should have rephrased it really. I suppose that's what I meant really. In a line of success, I mean, probably the ones that you like most. Rather than like the masses, more so,
Mm.
you know, you yourself, how much you like the tracks that you've put out in timescale. Yeah.
Do you get frustrated when you've got a record that you absolutely love yourself, that you're like, this is unbelievable, this is my best work, and then it
Yeah.
comes out and it's just like, bleh, just like pissed on my fire?
I've got a few tracks that I know are a little bit like, they're a bit off-piste, like, and I know that like a few people have heard them and they've been like, well, I'm not really, and I'm like, it's the best thing I've ever done. I'm just saying, you know, like, but you know, I think there's things that I've got that are going to be released at some point, that I will end up being like, I don't know. I think
Don't release it, Hayla.
don't release it.
Don't release it if you're like, we.
No.
Oh, right.
No, I think it's. I know. I mean, I think like it'll be one of them where. No, don't worry. I'm confident about it. I think it's just one of them though. It's sort of like, you know, if people have heard it and then gone, oh, I'm not sure, but then it's like, I think it'll do really well. You know. But what? I know you're looking at me now like.
No, that's the best feeling though, when a record, when somebody says, I'm not too sure if I like it or I don't think it will do that well, and then it comes out and it smashes. And you're like, fuck you, I told you so.
I told you. Yeah. Do you know, it's funny though, isn't it? You know, and I think like, obviously, you know, again, it's like up to the universe, innit? Bloody universe.
Yeah.
Got to do right by us all, you.
Literally.
What?
It's literally that. You just never fucking know, do you?
I know, innit? It's that whole like paint and sticking on a wall and that. But
it's that's the thing that I kind of love and hate about it, is that you just never know.
Yeah.
No one has ever. I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else, but I guess for myself is like, there's been so many records that I'm like, this is a fucking banger, and then it comes out and absolutely flops, and you're like, fuck, what is it?
What's that like magic recipe to kind of like, why aren't people hearing what I'm hearing? And like, it's interesting. Like, I mean, the one track that I've got like the most streams on, actually, that track, Too Drunk. I don't know if you've heard it.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, wait. My mum was like, why did you write that? It's like, sorry, mum. Sorry, mother. But yeah, like that, to be fair, I think all of us were like, whoa, like when it's, because obviously the streams on it are quite
high,
big. You know? So we were like, wow. But you know, it's kind of like, I don't know whether that was timing or like, obviously it's a sick tune, but like, but I don't know whether it's like getting all those things to align magically somehow or whatever. I don't even know if that's the right bloody thing.
No, you're right. It's all alignment. It's all timing, like everything. It's so mad, because if you think about it, like, it did really well, right? And these types of records, it has to be, there's like 6 gateholders in this industry, right? Maybe like you've got radio, you've got Spotify, you've got Apple Music, you've got Amazon, and you've got YouTube. And at those companies, you've all got like the heads of the playlist, or the heads of who chooses what's going on the radio shows and all of that. And then you've got your fans, but the way all of these things are set up is that your fans don't hear it unless the gatekeepers allow them to hear it.
Yeah, which is crazy in a way.
Which is,
you know,
like, let's say, for instance, you have 20,000 people following you on Spotify. 20,000 people don't see that you've released a record.
Yeah, which is like...
Which you're just like, what the fuck? It's stupid. It's like Instagram. Like, you have 100,000 followers and only 1,000 people see your fucking page, and you're like, what? What's the point?
Yeah, because it's like it works down the percentile.
Yeah.
And also recently as well, I don't know if you've ever had this yourself, because I suppose now you've got your label, maybe you wouldn't come across this, but like just from the other day, like the assets that I had for the single that's just come out, like UMG were like, you can't use this video because it's somebody else's like music.
Yeah.
And I was like, is mine?
Yeah.
And I reposted it, I trimmed it down and that, and like reposted it, but I think it like listed about 120 countries that it would chop it out of.
Yeah.
and then just removed it. And I'm like, what?
It's ridiculous. And it's just like, it amazes me. But also that's the fun of it, right? As well. It's like,
The game.
yeah, it is just a massive game. And we're all just a bunch of sickos, really. That just, we are.
Why do we pass through it?
Right, like we could all we're all pretty intelligent, right? We're like, if we can do what we're doing, we could all go and earn like 150 grand a year at a fucking 9-to-5 job. Like we're not stupid because we're doing what we're doing. But we still decide to do it. It's fucking crazy. What's your thoughts on doing an album?
Ooh, I would love to. I would. I mean, I think, because the thing is, I suppose, because I've done quite a few features and things like that, and I've only had a few of my tracks out. It's been on like a one by one single basis.
Yeah.
So doing an actual body of work would be amazing. At the moment, I've got enough for that, tracks wise, that I could maybe, but I think I'm going to do something a bit different with it. Maybe, make something at the end that's got a few more tracks on it. But I don't know. I would love to do an album though, I think. But I mean, I suppose it's interesting really, because like sales on an album, do the singles just get picked? I don't know, because playlisting on an album, it's quite interesting.
It's weird, isn't it?
You can buy the format of it, I'm sure. I'd love to do some vinyl presses.
Yeah, you've got
the only one who does vinyl, mate. I'd like to do some vinyl.
Do it.
Yeah, but I think, why not? I think it'd be really cool, because I love the progression of an album. Like track 7 and 8 is always that nice melancholic track that's dead, like, that's my favorite point in an album.
They're always the best records though, aren't they?
I know. Siamese Dream by Smashing Pumpkins, one of my favorite albums. Soma on that track. It's down there. It's amazing.
I've not listened to that album. You should
listen to Soma by Smashing Pumpkins after.
Okay.
You'll be like, okay. But yeah.
Delete.
From friends.
Who is this? Yeah, no, I'd love to again. I'd love to do an album, and I've like toyed with it over the years.
Yeah.
And I said to Ryan, my manager, the other day, I was like, 2023 is my album year. And he was like, you better get fucking writing then, son. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, it's gonna be like, let's say for instance, like Bicep that did an album recently, like they smashed it and it did really well. But then there's also like certain albums that came out that just do terrible because of the way the streaming works, and you're just like, I don't know. I think it's tough going from that single, like you're a single artist, so people are used to you just releasing singles and singles and singles, to then go to an album to become an album artist. Because then I think you have to stick as an album artist. I don't think you can. This is my personal opinion. I don't think you can go from single artist to an album artist to then back to singles and then back to an album. I think you kind of have to be like, okay, we're on the album game now, and we have to make it all albums. Yeah.
And I think you're right though. It's quite interesting when you think about it like that, going from being a single artist to actually having like a whole body of work. And then with the streaming of it too, it's kind of like there will be singles released from that album.
Yeah.
But maybe you'll be the ones, and it's sort of like, obviously to let that amount of work go as well altogether is amazing, to have that like catalogued in one whole stream. But it's sort of, I don't know, when I see albums at the moment, and even, like Biceps one, the track that they released, I mean, to be honest, actually, I think most of their tracks from that album are in their like most popular hits now anyway. But, it's just as any sort of example, like there'll be, their singles that they chose from that album, and they'll be the ones that go into, they'll be more listened to than the rest of the album would be anyway. So it's kind of, I don't know. I think you should do it though.
I'd love to. I think we just live in a non-album society now. I think people don't necessarily go, like, I remember as a kid, I've said this so many times, but like not even, well, as a kid, and when you first learn to drive and everything, you have an album in your car for fucking months.
Mate, I know, it just stays in there, just like,
And I don't do that on Spotify really. There's a few artists that are like my go-to, but I don't really just go and listen to the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm the same. I kind of, even if I listen to an artist, I might go on their, like their radio or This Is, so it'll be like a mixture of all of their stuff rather than fully all the way through. I think the last album I did that with though was Pink Moon, Nick Drake.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite albums. It's
I've
good to like
that.
listen. Oh, there you go. Pink Moon, the album by Nick Drake. Get on
Check
it.
that out. When are you
Beautiful.
going to do non-electric stuff? Non-electronic?
Soon, probably. It's still got elements of non-electronic, like, elements, but it's still electronic. Do you know what I mean? Is that what you... Or do you mean, like, going acoustic?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, I see. I mean, I'd like to. I mean, I've done in the past, like, little bits and bobs. Like, I've done acoustic versions of, like, Naked. We did that acoustic version. But why do you ask? Do you think it'd be a good move?
Yeah, I fucking love your voice, and I think it's like, I think the world needs it.
Oh, mate, thank you very much. I mean, I really would like to, and I've been like learning guitar a lot more over this period of time. Not that I'm saying I'm going to go out and be a virtuoso, but like, you've got to try in it,
Why not?
Yeah, why not? But I would love to do some like either acoustic versions of the tracks I've got, or even just write some that are purely that, because I've never written a ballad, like
You need to.
I've never.
I'm not telling you have to do these things. Well, actually, I am. I'm telling you to fucking get on with it, girl, and just start writing.
Yeah. Well, I've got my box upstairs,
This is why I wish I was like good at good at singing and good at playing the piano.
Bet you can sing.
I probably can. You used to be a singing teacher. You'll have to teach me.
I know, innit? You see? Skills. Yeah.
I'd love to. Like, if I could be anyone, if I could be any artist, it would be Bon Iver.
Oh, mate.
I know.
Yeah. Good choice. Bloody hell.
Bon Iver or James Blake.
Yeah, in that realm.
It's just cool. Who would you be?
Do you know what? Like, it just came to my head straight away. Sia, but older Sia.
Yeah.
Like...
What, 07 Sia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of that. And like Colour the Small One, like her first album was so cool. I just love like that vibe,
You could do that though. You could do that.
Maybe. I mean, that's the kind of stuff I listen to really as well. Like that kind of 07, like Bonobo, Bon Iver, all of them guys.
Should we try and make some stuff?
Oh, I'm up for it, mate. Defo.
We should do like, when I'm back in the UK, we should do a week. You should come down and stay for a week.
Okay.
And we'll just do like an EP of
I'll bring Linda.
Is Linda the guitar?
No, Linda's the vegan food.
Oh, fuck.
No, but no, I would absolutely love that. I could bring my guitar,
Let's just like, I think we could do something cool.
Yeah.
And just like, maybe even release it under like a different name as well.
Oh, what was it? Kiasmos, those guys.
I don't know them.
Yeah, you do.
Who?
Do you remember the guy? I showed you them in the car.
Oh, yes. I do remember.
It's that guy, Olfa.
Yeah. Olaf Arnolds.
That guy. It's his group. Like, he does his stuff, but then he has this group, which is a complete pseudonym, but it's just a million. Yeah.
We should do that. I'm super down for that.
I think it'd be cool,
And we can do like weird shit. We can make like, we can do like proper Bon Iver vibes.
Oh, I like that. Ooh, yeah, because that's the kind of stuff that I like, honestly. I've just started like messing around trying to like get together little track ideas and stuff, just using like Splice and like little presets and stuff. So just trying to produce up little ideas of like that kind of space. And you're so good at that. Like, obviously, like you're an amazing producer, but like that kind of vibe that you get, like
we can do some
really
stuff.
nice.
I need to send you. I've got this side project that I need to send you.
Okay.
I'll send you and let me know what you think. It's like an album. It's like 12, 13 songs.
Wow.
Some are like finished, some aren't. But let me send it to you and then we can kind of get some vibes off that.
Yeah, defo. Like, and you've already got an album there just sneakily stashed away. Like, I'd love to do an album. Well, I've actually got one.
Gonna have like 4 by the time I actually do an album.
I know, you'd just be like, oh, by the way, Ryan, I've just just have a listen.
Yeah,
take a few
do it.
Yeah.
But also the thing with things like that, it does they do like really well on streaming because it's like background music. And that's not in a disrespectful way to what they're writing, but their streams are huge because it just gets put on all these massive playlists.
I mean, like Flume and stuff like that as well, you know, like going into that territory, then the streams on that are ridiculous.
Jesus Christ, that's money.
Yeah. I know.
It's money.
Like, money. But I just think that, like, it's so interesting because it becomes a part of somebody's, like, soundscape of their day, you know?
Totally.
And I think if you can create a piece of music that has that effect where it's sort of like for me, like I was saying before, Pink Moon by Nick Drake, I know it's not in that realm at all, but it's like if I ever feel stressed out, I just whack that album on, and I might not even be listening to it, but it becomes like, it changes the vibe, you know, because it's, you know.
London Grammar do it for me. That's
I know.
I know you, yeah. Slightly obsessed with
that. Yeah, what's that tune? Baby, it's you.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I know. I remember when we were in the studio session, you were like, mate, have you heard this yet? I was like, no. Because it was just after that album had come out, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And you played it and we were like bathing in the soundscape, you know? Fucking wash on me. But that kind of music, I just think that, like, it's non-intrusive to, like, you know, I mean, you could have like pure bangers going off in the background and just do, you know, whatever you were doing. I was just gonna like knit there, but
knitting whilst listening to bangers,
getting some gabber on, knitting. Have a do, mate.
Fucking gabber. Did you used to listen to gabber as well?
No, I had like a few mates.
You definitely did, didn't you? That face was like, yeah, I did, but I don't want to admit it.
Yeah, it's just my back catalogue actually before I did this. But my mates used to go to, like, is it called Bangface?
Yeah, Bangface, yeah.
Festival, yeah. It's from like that sort of round from where I'm from. My mates used to go to that, and I think that's all that gabber and all that, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks actually proper fun, that festival though.
Yeah. Like they've always, I know that, like, they've stayed over. I think you can stay in the chalets or whatever. Yeah, but it's carnage, man. But every time they've gone, they're like, oh, it's so good, you should come. But I've just never got my act together. So
yeah, it's pretty intense, that.
Yeah. What was the last festival you went to as a punter? What you were going to ask me?
As a punter?
Yeah.
Glastonbury.
Oh, come on. Yeah. I've never been.
Yeah. Oh, I live like 15 minutes away from there.
Oh, sick.
So I used to go with my dad every year.
No way.
But I haven't been to Glastonbury since I was like, since like 15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 15. Or maybe 16, 7. No, that's an absolute lie. I went when I was 20 with my dad.
Yeah.
Started going when I was 14, I think.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I really want to go. Like, it's definitely a festival. Like, even, I mean, I'd love to play it, but yeah. I mean, like, I'd love to go.
It's the hands down. I've not been to every festival in the world, but hands down, it is the best festival in the world.
Yeah.
Something so special about it.
It looks it, and I think, like, the vibe you must get from being there, because it's so iconic and so kind of like, I don't know. It's just like I suppose it's quintessentially the festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
I've seen so many artists there as well that you're just like absolutely blow you away. Just like Mumford & Sons on like a Sunday night or a Saturday night headlining Pyramid Stage. And I'm just like, holy fuck, you were amazing. And then Jay-Z, and then Fatboy Slim like DJing on the other stage. Just
cool.
Yeah, just seen some amazing people that you just like this like literally has changed my life. Like moments that change your life and you're like, wow. Just something special.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, you know, kind of moments like that have been so removed from our lives in the last year and a half. And it's like, they are actually like moments of kind of clarity and life-changing moments that come from events, festivals, and that kind of unity of it. It's amazing. Like,
yeah, that first show I played, I literally the first half hour I was literally shitting my pants, and then I got into it, and then I like when the nerves go, I just like start to look up and like start watching, and like there was a point where I nearly wanted to cry because I was like, this is the best feeling. yeah, this is just like
Like,
the nicest feeling, being able to see people have fun and see people be together again. It's so important.
oh man, I bet it felt so bizarre as well. That kind of like, it's almost like, I know this sounds really weird, but you know when you watch programs from back in the day and you see people smoking inside and you go,
Mm,
well, you can't do that.
yeah,
You feel a little bit like that when you were kind of like, whoa, it's like
what's going
quite
on?
normal. Like,
It's strange. It's really strange, and I don't think I don't think they can go back on their word now, because it's just people are just going to be like, no, fuck you, we're still raving.
I feel the same way actually. I think that like that, you know, if we were to have, I mean, touch wood, you know, like if we were to go into a lockdown or it was put out there or whatever, I don't think people would adhere to it
No,
anymore, you know, and I think, yeah, I think the movements that we're making, hopefully, in opening the world up kind of just keep on getting better, or like
yeah,
if we have to live with it, like, then
fucking live
I
with
don't
it.
know. Yeah. There's
Life's way too short and way too important to be controlled by something that's out of our control.
Yeah.
It's out of our power.
For everybody, really,
Yeah,
even you know the government trying to tell us, you know, if they wanted us to have another lockdown, it's like we can't, like if
yeah.
we can't stay like that forever, you know.
No, but the thing is, you have bigger fish to fry when you start telling people that what you can and can't do to a certain extent in the way of living their lives. And I think we haven't seen what it would turn into. We've been lucky because we got out of it quick enough. But imagine this went on for 5 years, like it would be
Be like,
dangerous.
yeah,
It'd be a
I think
dangerous
so.
world. So
Yeah,
people need to socialize. People need to have fun. People need to have human interaction. We're tribal animals. We're all tribal. We need people around us. Or no matter how introverted some of us can be, like we
yeah,
still need people. We still need that human touch. We still need love. We still need all of that. And I think it's
mm,
important. I think what happened. Hopefully, people also are a bit grateful, become and like don't take it
yeah.
for granted, and are like, okay, because we've never had it taken away from us, right?
No,
And we have now, and now it's like, okay, let's make the most of it all the time, and let's try and live life a little bit more fuller, and
yeah,
not worry too much about the things that are completely out of our power.
yeah, totally. And I definitely think that personally, I felt that a lot more. Sort of gratitude for each day that I can kind of have a bit more of a normal life, you know.
Yeah,
Whatever normal is. But I think, yeah, I think it is. I don't know. I think it's really almost. I know this is awful to say because it's like a reset,
mm,
you know, on the sort of outlook of life in
yeah,
general. I suppose. I suppose it's not awful to say because I feel like that's kind of how I feel. I feel like I've sort of had a little bit of a reset and a realization about like, how precious our time is, and also being with the people
totally.
while we can,
Well, I
and
think
hopefully it's
even if you, sorry to butt in, but even if you look at your life, like how much it's changed over the year, and not in a negative way, like in
yeah,
a positive way, and how things have moved, and how much you've actually grown as a human being. Like I've seen it just like being on the peripheries, if you know what I mean, and like even for me, is like I've changed as a person. I've grown, and like I hate to say it, but lockdown was a good thing for me.
yeah. Do
Um,
you,
go on,
go on.
no, go
I,
on.
I was going to say, did it for once allow you to kind of be?
Yeah, I think it it helped me work out certain things in life that I want personally, career wise.
Mm,
I got to spend time with my family, which
yeah,
is
you
just
did.
like I never get to do, if you know what I mean. Like,
Mm.
yeah, and it really hit home when I left the UK, and then was like I landed back in America 'cause I had to do 2 weeks in Mexico, and then I
Oh
did,
yeah.
yeah, and then I landed back in the UK on the 7th of July, which is my dad's birthday, and
Oh.
I like called my dad, obviously, and they were all like having family dinner, and I'm like, oh, that really fucking got to me. I'm like,
Oh.
here we go, like back on tour. Can't see the people that actually really matter in my life, if you know what I mean. Again, but that's not me complaining. It's me
No.
being super grateful of the time that I've had with them for the last year and a half, and being
Yeah.
like, it's allowed me to set goals for me to work towards things so I can have that more often, really.
Yeah, because I think like we get so used to, especially being like self-employed in the music industry, you get so used to just saying yes to everything because it's like the permission to stop is not there because you're your own
Yeah.
boss. So like, you know, I'm awful for it. I don't stop really, or I didn't. I was always on the go, like I was always doing something, and I didn't really find time for myself really in any of it. I mean, it was, you know, again, not complaining because it's amazing to be busy. It's great to be in demand, but also put myself in that much demand. I don't know. Schedule wise, it was a little bit all over the show, but I think, yeah, it's interesting now that you've kind of gone away and like you had so much of a, because me as well, I suppose, but on a smaller scale because I'm only in London compared to like Liverpool. But I mean, obviously spending so much time with family members and then having that removed. But it was a bit of a shock to the system, hey?
Yeah, massive shock.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Thinking about it like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's obviously like apart from all the people that died, I think it has, and like all the people that lost their jobs and things like that. But I also think people losing their jobs is probably the best thing for them, and it happened for a reason. And as much as it sucks, I think I'd like to hope that it kind of brings better life. I know so many people that have like stopped working and started their own businesses and are so much happier. And I think maybe this is why I haven't written music for such a long time, because I'm just like trying to work out where I want to go and what I want to do, and kind of when I've done a year, I literally wrote like 14 months of just solid music for 14 months, like every single day, and I'm like, I'm music'd out, like, and beforehand I'd force myself to write. Before, like when I was touring before, I'd force myself every single day to do shit.
Yeah.
And then realistically, it wasn't all that great.
So, you mean all the output that you were putting out there, you kind of,
So I think it's it has, in answer to your question, it's just allowed me to just accept. And don't get me wrong, it's been hard. Like I've struggled a lot with it. Like, not writing music for me is like worse than anything. It's the worst feeling because I feel so lazy. I feel so like you're the worst, Will. You're like a shit artist. Like all the horrible things that we all tell ourselves every single day as an artist. Like I get that on a daily basis, and then you kind of go to bed with that, and you're like, oh fuck, Will. But it's just trying to like process that as well. Did you go through that?
I did actually, yeah. I mean, I was doing bits, you know, session wise on like Zoom and things like that. But I mean, as far as it goes for like writing for myself, it's always that kind of like I feel like I should be doing something, and then if I'm having some time off that maybe I need for my head to get back into gear, I feel guilty about it. But then it becomes like a catch-22.
Yeah.
So it sort of takes away from my vibe the next day because like like you go to bed with it thinking like, what if I've not done enough? Like, should I be trying harder? Should I always do more? Because they say, what is it? You should write 30 or whatever, or write 100 or whatever, and then you've got more scope to go. But sometimes it's like, give yourself headspace rather.
I think, and I think the thing is that process, isn't it? You should write more, and then you've got more to kind of roll with. But realistically, like where we're at in our careers, it's like we know what we need to do. If you know what I mean, it's not like we need to learn how to write a new song, or we need to.
Yeah.
Like we're purely doing it because we love it, and it's not like it's not an education purpose that we're doing it. So I think like that, it's like that we've done our 10,000 hours. Now we need to like we need to home in. We need to like home in on the next 10,000 hours and make every hour really fucking good.
But I also think that maybe sometimes those hours are doing nothing too. And I think that maybe, I know that maybe sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes allowing yourself to go like on a walk or make sure that's factored into your day. I was really bad at that, like during the first part of lockdown, I would literally just stay in. Like I wouldn't go out really. Like I was lucky when I was in Formby because the beach is right there.
With enough.
But but it's like making time. So it's sort of like being on and also being off is important.
Balance, isn't it? And I think as sometimes I do wish I had it. Like I don't wish, but sometimes I wish I had 9 to 5 because so many of my mates have 9 to 5s. They go to work and then they leave work and it's done.
Oh, but we're never done.
Yeah, we're never fucking done.
But isn't that exciting as well, though?
I love it. Like, how lucky are we that we can wake up every day, and if we don't want to work, we don't have to.
Yeah.
We're going to beat ourselves up about not working all day.
We're going to be like the worst people in the world for not doing it. But, yeah. But, it's funny, isn't it? Because, like, the 9 to 5, like, if you racked up how many hours we actually do during the week, I bet it's more.
Oh, way more. Way more.
Yeah. I mean, even them social media hours that are on the, on our hourly, that's still kind of work.
It's all work.
Dog videos, that's work. Dog booty.
I know, right? TikTok. I haven't got into TikTok yet.
You haven't?
I don't want to. It's dangerous.
I do like I play guitar and sing on there.
Do you?
Do that.
Oh, I need to follow you.
Oh, it's only like little 15 seconds of things, but
that's what TikTok is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, I'm basically doing what the app tells you, But yeah, so I do that.
Amazing. We've just done an hour and a half.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, it's just flown by.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
It's been amazing. How can people follow you and listen to your music?
So you can find me on Instagram at Hayla Sings, and you can also find me on TikTok at Hayla Sings. Woohoo. On the Twitter as well. But on Spotify, I'm Hayla, and I've got like a red jacket on,
Red Riding. No, I think it's changed.
Is it now?
Yeah, it's changed.
Who's done that?
John, Mick.
Hey, excuse me?
Yeah, it's changed to your new snazzy press shots.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's changed.
Bring back the Red Riding Hood.
I know, bring back the Red Riding Hood. Yeah, mate. But Hayla on Spotify, yeah.
Thank you so much. How are you spelling Hayla? It's Hayla, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the one, yeah.
Thank you so much for being on.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. Honestly, it's been lovely, as well, to have a chat.
It's been really nice. I'm back in September, so let's plan some shit.
Do it. We need to go for dinner.
Yeah, let's do that. 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe some vegan restaurant. I'd do a vegan restaurant for you.
There's always options. I can eat chips and a side salad. It's fine.
Yeah. Or a risotto.
Oh yeah, I'll have that. It's got to be vegan. Yeah.
Famous risotto. Cool. Keep safe.
Oh, you too, mate. Have a lovely day.
See you soon, mate. Take care. Bye. And that is a wrap. Thank you so much to everybody that listened. Big ups to Hayla. Loved it. Go follow her. Go listen to her music. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. Leave your comments. Do all of the good stuff. Keep safe. Have a wonderful week. And I'll see you soon.